Hello mọi người, chào mừng mọi người đã quay trở lại channel của Tũn nha. Hôm nay mình lại tiếp tục với tựa game Sherlock Holmes và game Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. Hôm nay mình sẽ cố gắng đi tìm được cái người cái người phụ nữ có thai mà có sinh phát họa ra cho mình. Cố gắng giải quyết vụ án của ông họa sĩ. Ok, không để mấy bạn đợi lâu nữa, mình bắt đầu với hành trình phá án thôi. Ok, mình bắt đầu thôi. Rồi tiếp tục đi tìm người phụ nữ đó vậy.
Selam.
Ở đây phải không? Đúng rồi,
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
No, sir.
không
I
phải hả?
won't talk to you.
Có nhà. Đấy, hỏi đứa người ở đây đều không thân thiện. Giống như những cái khu ở đây nó có xích mích mâu thuẫn với nhau á, nên mình là người khu khác tới họ ít khi nào không có nói chuyện á, trừ khi mình cải trang.
May I ask for your assistance?
I cannot be of help, sir. Someone else might know better.
Không biết tìm ở đâu luôn đó.
Are you able to help me?
We cry for help, you do nothing. So when you ask for help, why should we speak?
Đây là đâu? Nó tháp canh đúng không? Này mình nhìn thấy được gì không? Thiệt luôn á. Mình có tìm hiểu thì cái đoạn này nó là bà cái người phát thảo á sẽ đi lại ngẫu nhiên trong cái khu này. Chứ không có một địa điểm nhất định để mình tìm. Đấy, cái khó của mình là chỗ đấy đấy. Nó sẽ không có một cái địa điểm nhất định nào đó của cái người phụ nữ đó để mình tìm cả. Rất là khổ nha. Mình nghĩ nếu mình nghĩ mình đi vòng vòng đường 2 mét thì kìa. Khả năng tìm được dễ hơn đúng không? Nên là mình đi vòng vòng trong khu mà On City này. Nên bảo là họ mình cứ chỉ vòng vòng trong khu On City thôi.
May I ask you something?
I don't want to talk to you, mister.
Mình chỉ phải cố gắng đi tìm thôi à. Tại vì không giải quyết được cái vụ án này thì cũng không tiếp tục được những vụ án khác. Hoặc là những vụ án nhỏ lẻ khác thôi. Nên mình nghĩ là mình nên tập trung rồi đi tìm cái bà đấy.
Could you help me?
We cry for help. You do nothing. So when you ask for help, why should we speak?
Hey.
Chuyện phụ dữ à. Tiếng cũng mệt mỏi chứ. có một thông tin là được mật báo là cái cô này có hay ở dưới chân cầu Victoria. Thì mình xem thử thôi.
Does this poster truly claim that
sân
Cordona
mai.
has a ghost?
Vụ án mới nè.
Hey.
Người trang phục ở đây thì khá là trống rồi đấy.
Did you hear another sailor's drowned on the beach? Did you hear another... Help me, please.
We cry for help, you do nothing. So when you ask for help,
Đừng
what should
than
we
khóc.
speak?
Mình đi lốt đầu.
Beasts!
Murderers!
They're completely livid.
First they come to our land, then they murder our people.
Drop them all into the sea!
Excuse me, just one question.
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Beasts!
Sir, this place is off limits to the public. Please state your business or leave, or I shall request that the police escort you out.
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm from City Hall. They sent me to oversee the situation.
No, you're not. I'm the supervisor of the camp, and I'm the one who's handling the current situation on behalf of City Hall. Ronald Harlow at your service.
No,
sir. Tell me who you really are, or you'll have to explain yourself to the police. I have full authority to request they detain you.
Very well, Mr. Harlow. I am a private investigator. I'm looking for a witness on my case. Sherlock Holmes is my real name.
A private investigator? Really? Even so, you're not authorized. I can't let you in, so please, step back.
Nhưng mình đến đúng chỗ rồi đấy. Đây, đúng rồi. Ông này là người theo chủ nghĩa hình thức. Ronald Harlow là một nhân viên văn phòng còn trẻ và khá xinh xao, đang cố hết sức để giám sát một trại tị nạn do tờ thị chính giao cho. Anh ta không hài lòng lắm với trách nhiệm này nhưng luôn làm mọi việc theo đúng quy tắc và thực hiện hết nghĩa vụ của mình được giao. Tuy nhiên anh ta thiếu kinh nghiệm để giải quyết những vấn đề bên ngoài công việc bằng giấy của mình. Anh ta cố trông già hơn tuổi bằng cách thêm một bộ ri mép thưa thớt, làn da nhợt nhạt và bọng mắt cho thấy anh ta đang làm việc một văn phòng thiếu ánh sáng. Mà hiếm khi anh ta rời khỏi đó, dựa trên đôi giày sạch sẽ và hầu như không sờn gỗ của anh ta, thì đánh giá là anh này cũng được. Anh ta mặc quần áo lịch sự để trông có vẻ là dáng uy quyền, nhưng bề ngoài của anh ta lại lạc quẻ với thời tiết của Corona. Làm bàn tay đẫm mồ hôi cho thấy đang vô cùng căng thẳng khi ở ngoài vùng an toàn của mình.
What about the murder that this crowd keeps shouting about?
It's mere assumption. I assure you that the situation is under the police's control.
I know you want to deal with this in the right way. You are obviously a professional and a responsible person, but you clearly have never handled a situation like this before.
I am handling it, Mr. Holmes. Don't question my capability here.
And tell me how you do it. You can't even calm this gathered crowd, and as for the police, they're not quite managing it either, are they? You consider yourself a problem solver, but until today, you've been solving
Lại thao túng
problems
tâm lý
just
rồi.
in a dark corner of a city hall room. Here, you need a more practical approach.
What are you driving at, Mr. Holmes?
I'm looking for a young refugee woman. She must be inside the camp. She's with child or was with child recently. Help me find her, and I'll help you deduce what really happened here.
You may indeed be quite a perceptive fellow, but I still don't see how you can help me here.
Just tell the police I'm with City Hall and I'm permitted to investigate the scene. I'll work out the rest. Trust me. But first, we'll find my witness.
Look, there is indeed a dead body inside the camp. So even if the girl you are looking for is there, all the refugees are now being detained and interrogated by the police. They won't allow you to speak with her, and I can't do anything about that until the situation settles down.
So it's in our mutual interest to settle it.
Oh, I suppose that things are bad enough that I ought not shy away from help. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell the police to allow you to come inside. Just tell me when you're ready.
Mr. Harlow, how did the refugees end up here exactly?
Oh, so you're not from around here yourself?
I've been away for some time, but I read the papers.
Yes, this whole story has been in the papers for almost a year now. They were smuggled to Cordona on a ship from Africa.
Smuggled? Then why didn't you deport them?
The smugglers managed to
Nghĩa này
sneak them
gọi
to
là
shore
người ta
and
gọi là
hide them
người
inside an
tin
abandoned
nè.
warehouse. When the police
Nên
raided the
mình theo
warehouse
các
and found
từ
the
biên
refugees
đó.
there, the ship was already gone. We aren't even certain as to which ship it was. We have busy shipping routes with other colonies these days, you see.
So you decided to lock them up under a bridge?
There was no other option. We're still trying to work out what to do with them. I only hope we'll find a humane solution and not put them on a raft and float them out to sea.
Mr. Harlow, what exactly do you do here? What are your responsibilities?
What I do and what I am responsible for are two different realities, Mr. Holmes. On paper, I am in charge of the camp territory, security, provision, and the refugees in general. What I actually do most of the time is knock on every city hall door trying to obtain some funding, or at least rations for the camp.
The police here on City Hall's behalf too?
They are, minus those who came here after the body was found. The governor won't let the refugees disperse into the islands, so there's a significant police presence guarding the camp. Naturally, they answer directly to the police. I have some influence here, but I'm not their direct authority.
Ok, mình sẵn sàng đi vào rồi.
I'm ready to take a look at the scene.
All right. Go inside the camp and find Inspector Tewksbury. He's the officer investigating the scene. Tell him I sent you. Say you're an independent expert from City Hall. He'll fill in the details for you.
I'll find my way with words. Thank you, Mr. Harlow.
So they keep these refugees under a bridge like proverbial trolls. No wonder the people outside are so disturbed.
Đây, I'll detect him there.
Who the hell are you? How did you get in here?
Mr. Ronald Harlow let me in, sir. I'm Sherlock Holmes, a surveyor of refugee affairs with City Hall. You're Inspector Tewksbury, I presume?
A surveyor? What does that even mean?
In short, I've been sent to conduct an extensive report on the incident for the Colonial Office and to assess all the damage inflicted on
Vẽ
state
cái danh
property.
kinh
Got
đấy.
it. Another paperworm sent to count money and get food for archive mold. Go on, look around, but don't make yourself too at home. As if I didn't have enough problems before you appeared.
Could you first tell me what happened here?
What happened? People from the bridge above the camp heard a woman screaming and saw a mass of refugees attacking a man. Clearly not a refugee. When the camp guards came by, the man was floating in the sewage canal with a knife in his chest. Bam. A murder. Big news for Cordona.
I'm sure. Thank you, Inspector. And none of the refugees were harmed?
One fellow was cut. He's lying over there near their kitchen. He's in a bad way.
You mentioned a woman screaming who attracted the bypassers on the bridge. Was she harmed?
No, she's all right, but perhaps the whole debacle started because of her. She started wailing and the refugees stood up for the girl.
And where is this young woman now?
Back there in the shacks, same as the rest of the refugees. She's been questioned by my men, but she's just some refugee girl. Can't understand much English.
Kẻ tình
Do
nghi
you
là
have any
ai?
suspects yet?
You're joking, right? I've got a whole camp full of suspects. And if you ask me, this bloke had it coming. Better bury him and forget about the whole thing. And now there's a crowd gathered at the camp, and my superiors say we must thoroughly interrogate the refugees. At least those who can understand any English.
Do you believe that your superiors wish to get rid of the refugees?
I think that both our superiors would rather keep the story quiet. Since that's an unaffordable luxury now, they're looking how to protect their public image. That's why I have to waste my time waiting for my people to turn every stone and befriend every refugee.
Did you learn anything about the dead man?
The fellow looks like a thug. I've had dozens like him fished out of the sea over the past 20 years. Ever since these refugees arrived, there have been people on Cordona with bad blood in them. My best bet is that this thug had something against them too.
And no clue as to his identity?
He had some items on his body, but nothing to indicate who he was or where he was from.
I think I should catalogue his possessions in my records.
Go on. They're on the table near the body.
Here we go again. Number of hours on Cordona before stumbling upon another dead body? 0.
Cái đầu trước này. Vũ khí đúng không?
A simple leather sheath. Perfect for a dirk.
Thuốc lá.
Malpal, soaked with salt water. £1,000. A fair sum, especially considering British currency isn't very common in Cordona.
Cordona không xài tiền này.
Coal dust under the nails. I don't see much coal around here. An interesting tattoo. Does it mean something? A steel dirk. Sharp. A common accessory among sailors and soldiers. I'd say the blade penetrated upward, however, the wound is too messy to be certain. Heavy boots, with one sole far more worn than the other. This man was limping, John.
Phù hợp với người đàn ông ở bên kia
This
ta.
man, limping. Coal dust. I think we're onto something here, John.
Đúng. Cái tàu hòm được bày. Chú đức của vị khách hẳn là một số xác định vị trí và thiết. Bên chợ muốn đã đến căn hộ Mercurio để đánh cắp bất cảnh nhân lại bị Mercurio phát hiện ở chiếc tài liệu tư bản.
Excuse me, just one question.
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
A blood trail leading to a furrow in the ground. A fresh crack, as if the crate was hit recently.
Khả năng bị đá vào.
Someone bled profusely here. Police boots. Always a man's footprint. A heavy boot with a worn-out sole. Oh, carnelian agate beads, a traditional African adornment.
Tóc hả?
The
Nó.
blood sprayed off the blade after the strike. It might have been used as an improvised weapon. No hint of blood or impact. Someone was dragged against their will.
The refugees have been detained and will not leave until all the circumstances are clarified. Back off.
Còn đó nữa.
Clearly a left handprint here. Are you able to help me?
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
Mình lấy đủ chưa ta? Các trường số 2 này. Một này. 2. Số 3 này. Bốn rồi nè, 3, 4 rồi nè, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8 cái. Chín cái. Nạn nhân hả?
The cut is deep, potentially serious if not treated immediately. He is in shock, feverish and dehydrated.
Sherry, you know first aid. Surely you have a duty to help this man. You can't leave him to certain death.
You know what? I'd like to understand.
What?
How did our dead man end up inside the camp in the first place?
I think we can find all we need here in the camp. Let's have a good look around.
I'll use it to create a solution.
Mỗi nước rồi, ta xử lý được này.
I'm busy. Don't you have papers to fill? Huh. City Hall lubberheads.
It's unlikely anyone could get in or out of the camp by water without alerting the police guards.
Từ từ đã, mình phải chữa trị cho cái anh đã. Đây.
Just washed. Better than nothing to bandage the wound.
Ô,
I can use this to stop the infection from spreading.
ok. Chắc đủ rồi đó.
I've plated all the ingredients. Now to prepare the first aid solution.
Phân tích hả? Ok. Phản ứng hóa học tạo ra 4 3 4 3 4 cộng cuối nè. Được. Lẹ lắm.
Thank you.
This should make you feel better, my friend. Now remain lying down and drink as much water as you can.
Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection.
Rồi, xử lý này sao? Tiếp tục với câu này nè. Làm thế nào người ta đột nhập trang trại được? Thì có cái thang.
No, it's too short for these walls or cliffs.
If they find out about the passage...
Sealed shut. I doubt our man could get through these grates.
If they find out about the passage...
Vì đã xảy ra ở trận tai nạn, các sĩ quan lo lắng rằng việc có các chết khiến bất đồng tìm kiếm từ kế hoạch của mình.
Nobody will know anything if you keep your bloody mouth shut.
The coppers smell fishy here, Sherry. Perhaps we should... Sherry, just look at this. Living quarters in a sewer. What kind of a genius bureaucrat came up with this idea?
Help me, please.
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
Đâu có thể nữa nhỉ? Nếu mà vậy thì chỉ có cái lối duy nhất là lối này thôi, đúng không? Oh.
A single Malpalbutt. Roadman cigarettes. A brand highly regarded by law enforcement officers. So there wasn't any sophisticated infiltration plan. The good old police just let the man into the camp. Now we have everything we need to get the full picture of what happened at the camp.
Bắt đầu vẽ. Bắt đầu tưởng tượng nè. Ôi. À, này chưa kịp đập hay là dinh trưởng đúng không? Này phải kéo đi nè. Ủa? Ai đâm? Có máu, tức là đã bị đâm rồi đúng không? Ông già này tới, mua dao xuống. Có dấu chân này đúng hơn nè, đuổi theo. Hai người giằng co, có giằng co không? À không, phải đá vô. Dừng xuống. Chưa?
So we have a thug who came to take a refugee woman with him. She resisted, but he dragged her by force. One of the refugees stood in his way, armed with a stick, yet he could do nothing against a cutthroat with a blade. The man didn't anticipate that the other refugees would intervene and stand against him. In the confusion, the woman managed to break free. The thug took fright and fled. He was stopped by the falling crates. He stumbled and fell, piercing his chest with his own blade. However, the wound didn't cause instant death. He managed to stand, but still bleeding, he lost his balance on the bridge and fell. Before all of this, the man had freely entered the camp through the main entrance. The police admitted him after they had a short smoke together.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. In our man's case, it's the same sword.
Gọi là gì ta? Nếu là đúng nó là sinh nghề tử nghiệp. Dịch đúng, tử nghiệp đúng.
You still here?
Inspector, I believe I can aid your investigation. I know who the dead man is and what really happened here.
You do? Well, good for you. But I'm afraid I'm not the one you need to share your findings with. Speak to Mr. Harlow here. He's the one responsible for settling things in the camp.
You don't even care to listen?
Oh, I do care. Maybe even more than I need to. But I'm only here today to lock the place up, question witnesses, and file the facts. It's sad, but coming up with conclusions is not among my tasks here. You fellows at City Hall do that. Anyway, speak to the supervisor. I'll just stand by and listen to what you have to say. Don't bother someone else with this, son.
The guards at the sewers were speaking about taking refugees out of the camp. Do you know anything about this, Inspector?
Less than you do, obviously.
And this doesn't bother you as an officer of the law?
I can neither punish them nor put them on the right track, if that's what you're asking. Maybe your friends at City Hall could do something about it, but I seriously doubt that. To be honest, I'm sick and tired of being frowned on for my uniform. If those fine gentlemen you've eavesdropped on are in some shady business, that's on their heads.
Mr. Harlow, your refugees didn't murder anyone.
What? Pray tell me what you've learned.
All right, listen carefully. This might solve one problem for you, but will create a few more.
Oh, well, that's a great start.
The man came to the camp intending to kidnap one of your refugees, a woman. What he didn't expect was that the refugees would stand up to protect the woman. A brawl had broken out. In the chaos of it, the man stumbled over those crates and fell on his own blade.
How do you know he fell on his own blade?
The wound in his chest was inflicted from an unusual angle. It was not an offensive stab, shall we say. The refugees didn't touch him. And judging by the blood at the scene, the intruder managed to raise himself but was unable to walk very far. He ultimately fell into the canal.
But how did he sneak into the camp? Why didn't the police see him?
And this is where your new problems emerge, Mr. Harlow.
What do you mean?
You're not a dull-witted man. You know what I mean. There is no feasible way to get into the camp without the police guards knowing of it.
The pile of mess I had to sort out has just become bigger, but somehow that doesn't surprise me. Anyway, I thank you for your help, Mr. Holmes. I'll take it from here. Meanwhile, I'll make sure the police aren't detaining the refugees any longer. You can go back in and look for your witness.
You think one small clerk can make any difference in this place?
Who knows, John? Just one ill-fitting cog could make the whole machine crumble.
You're disturbing a hornet's nest here, son.
Help me, please.
They often take us from the camps to work. Most don't mind, though. It's the only way we get a glimpse of freedom.
Theo những người tị nạn kể lại thì có một số người khả nghi thường xuyên đến tham gia và đưa những người tị nạn đi cùng để thực hiện nhiều công việc khác nhau. Công việc thường cũng rất vất vả nhưng ngược lại họ nhiều tiền thức ăn. Cô gái là đã bị lạm dụng bắt đi làm công việc.
So there's a smuggling ring in the camp. This wasn't the first time that someone freely entered the camp to take a refugee out.
At least it was certainly his last
Excuse
time.
me, just one question.
My gut tells me that
Sorry.
we'll learn more about this ring
We
when we
don't
find
see
out where
much
the
here.
thug came from.
You're disturbing a hornet's nest here, son.
Is this familiar to you?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
I owe you a lot, Mr. Holmes.
Chưa?
I owe you a lot, Mr. Holmes.
You're the one who tended to our man's wounds. I thank you greatly. The police didn't allow us to help him.
The police will leave you alone now. I've proven to them that the man who came into the camp died due to his own foolishness.
Thank you for standing up for us. But nobody would help us without a reason. You're here because you want something.
Yes, I do. I need to speak with the girl drawn here.
The dead man came for her too. He wanted to take the girl away, but we won't allow her to be hurt again. What do you want from Naylor?
Naylor. She was hurt some time ago. I'm here to find the people who did this and bring them to justice. And to find them, I need Naylor's help. Will you let me speak to her?
Justice. There's no justice on this land. But you helped us, so maybe your words are not empty. You can speak to Naylor if she wants it. But I will be watching you.
Hello, Naylor? My name is Sherlock. I know someone hurt you. I am here to help. I'm trying to find the people involved and bring them to justice. Please. There is a photograph, and I'm sorry, it is terrible, but I simply must ask. Where did this happen? What can you tell me about these people? Christ, Sherlock. Naylor, I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this.
You come here for me, but you are rude and cruel and condescending. A cross. The man had this cross. Now go away. Leave us be. I do not need another white man's help.
Sherlock ơi, nói chuyện thế là
wasn't me.
ôi. Trên con đường muốn bắt cóc cô gái, quyết định cứ hỏi để giết cô ấy nhưng không phải mục đích của hắn. Ồ, đúng rồi. Đây là một cái chụp hắn là một tên tay sai. Ồ. Cái đâm dụng là một quan chức cao cấp, đúng cái hiệu thường được trao cho các quan chức cao cấp. Cái đâm dụng. Ok.
Not my best work, John, by a long shot.
Ok, đâm dụng. Xăm nè. Xăm
Naylor
mình phải đến
doesn't
chỗ nào đó để
want his meddling. I'm starting to wonder what this all achieves.
But she helped you anyway. Now we know that maniac's face and the cross he wore, we can still catch him.
quan chức cao cấp này tôi nghĩ là đến tòa thị chính đấy. Mọi người thấy đúng không? Rồi đến tòa thị chính đúng không? Thì nó sẽ ra vấn đề.
A contest for the guests of
Bắt đầu thôi. Đối tượng là các bộ viên chức này. Sổ đăng ký là không? Hình như đúng không? Đối tượng là các bộ viên chức. Anh Thomas Norton sinh năm 1840 tại London, tốt nghiệp đại học Oxford. Tốt nghiệp Oxford là cũng là giỏi đấy. Năm 1864, năm 1869 đã bắt đầu làm thư ký tại Bộ Nội vụ. Năm 1800 nhận chức một vị trí ủy viên quân sự ở Ấn Độ. Chính nữ hoàng vinh danh với huân chương Bát năm 1877. Thông tin thêm với mọi người là cái huân chương Bát là một cái huân chương chiến công, dạng huân chương chiến công mà những cái nước như nữ hoàng hay trao tặng cho những người có công với đất nước hay để tôn vinh. Những cái huân chương này nó còn có giá trị nhiều hơn là về tiền, tại vì nó là thể hiện cái sự danh giá, có sự cống hiến, đánh giá gọi là ghi nhận của sự cống hiến của một viên chức nhà nước đối với chính phủ, đối với vương quốc của mình. Ngày 1 tháng 3 được Bộ 878 được bổ nhiệm đặc phái viên Anh tại Corona với hội đồng hành pháp của anh ta trong tòa đại chính. Xăm này mình nghĩ là giờ ở đây được ta. Xăm này xăm phải tìm ở bên chỗ kia quá. Đây. Ông này nè. Này đúng không?
If you're here on matters of signing up for military service, come back tomorrow. Our department needs to straighten out some business.
Có huân chương, cái này là huân chương Bát nè, người ta sẽ hay đeo huân chương đó.
Why are you staring at me like I'm a Madame Tussauds figure? Didn't you hear what I just said?
On my way here, I was wondering whether you might regret what you did. I tried my best to retain at least a shred of faith in humanity. I had hoped that you would hear her scream, see her face in your dreams, or at least once ask yourself how Naylor might feel.
Who?
Neither of my hopes were fulfilled.
Why are you here?
Do you recognize this
Thô
man?
lỗ quá.
We definitely look alike. But you have the wrong person.
Really? Then you won't mind if I pass this along to the newspaper?
All right. All right. Is this about money, as you said in the letter?
Huh?
What kind of sum are we talking about?
I've never written a single word to you. Bribery, not my style.
So, that letter, it wasn't from you?
Well, it appears that more and more people in the city are finding out about your despicable hobby, doesn't it? You're in the clutches of justice, and very soon they will squeeze you. It's in your best interest to cooperate.
Fine. I suppose now we have a nice long talk. Do you drink, Mr.
Sherlock Holmes? And I do not.
Shame. All the best discussions are accompanied by a glass of whiskey. But out of respect for you, I won't drink either.
Respect? That's an unusual word in your mouth, Mr.
Where are my manners? My name is Thomas Norton, a British envoy in Cordona on a military mission. So, where do we start?
You mentioned blackmail. Tell me about it.
All right. A couple of days ago, I received an anonymous letter. It said that in the art gallery at Caravansary there exists a painting that incriminates me. The
Mình
blackmailer made
hiểu
it
vấn đề
clear
đấy.
that if there is a painting, then a
Tức là
photograph
ông này
exists
nhờ
too.
người vào
And I should be wary of what
cái
it might
chỗ
do to my
trưng bày tranh để
reputation.
mà đốt cái bức
What
tranh
does
đó
the
đi.
blackmailer want from you?
Money, of course. What else do such people want? Needless to say, I don't remember anyone taking photographs at the party. Up until the last moment, I hoped he was bluffing. But he wasn't, as you've just proven to me.
Show me the letter.
I burnt it as soon as I read it. I've left enough evidence. There's no need for any more.
Đã có chuyện gì xảy ra tại
So,
bữa tiệc?
let's return to the beginning. What happened at the party?
I vaguely remember that night. As usual at such parties, you meet people, you talk with them, they invite you to spend some time alone with them. What can I say? I got myself mixed up with the wrong company, and somebody must have mixed some psychoactive substance in my drink. After that, it's all blurry. I completely lost my sanity. I made a terrible mistake which I regret deeply.
You don't say. Do refugee girls often appear on the menu at those types of parties?
It's rather rare.
So you didn't attend the party to engage in an exotic experience involving a vulnerable woman unable to accuse you of assault.
I would never have planned such a terrible thing. What happened was just bad circumstance.
Nó có một cái bức tranh này.
Painting that depicted you in the image of the devil was stolen by a mercenary. Did you have anything to do with it?
I might be a rotten person, sir, but hiring criminals for illicit purposes is not in my daily schedule.
And buying the painting in an attempt to hide the crime, is that on your daily schedule?
What would you do in my situation?
I would never put myself in such a situation.
You're young. I could never have imagined myself in my current position. Yet, here I am in front of you. We all make mistakes, Mr. Holmes. And I'm no exception.
Ông có biết Mercurio không?
Boniface Mercurio, does the name mean anything to you?
He's an artist, right?
The one responsible for the painting that compromises you. I found him dead in his room.
Oh, that is bad. Wait, you don't think that I have anything to do with this?
You had motive to kill him.
Maybe I did, but listen. I know how this looks, but murder? That's on another level. I had thoughts that this Mercutio...
Mercurio?
Well, him, yes. I thought he could have been the blackmailer. But I was too afraid to make any hasty decisions. There were plenty of ways to fail by making a move, so I chose to wait. To see what he would do next. You have to believe me.
I don't believe people, I believe evidence.
Then look at the evidence. Mr. Holmes, I've built my entire career on hard work and uncompromising
Đang
dedication
thao
to
túng
the
tâm lý
craft.
để mình nè.
I made a mistake, but I'm not a villain from some cheap adventure fiction. By putting me behind bars, you will benefit precisely no one.
Rotting in prison is the least you deserve, but I have a better idea. You will make amends and help the ones you hurt. Use your connections to help patriate the refugees, find them decent homes, give them jobs. There must be a meaning to your position and my decision.
Yes, all right, I can do that. So, will you give me the photograph now?
That's not all.
Giúp thêm Nela nữa.
Naylor deserves the very utmost of what you can do.
Help the girl? I can't risk the press paying extra attention to her. I will do anything except that.
I need to think this all through. Don't do anything foolish in the meantime.
What makes you think you can decide what's best for these people?
Such is the arrogance of British imperialism.
Mình phải đi kiếm
I take your point.
cái điều hành xăm này thì nó thuộc về gì đó, nó thuộc về băng đảng nè, nhóm người thì như vậy thì cảnh sát đúng không? Về cảnh sát là hợp lý nhất đúng không?
Is this familiar to you?
Please, don't get angry, sir. But I know nothing about this, I swear to you.
Phải đi về sở cảnh sát rồi. Không là ký sự sở cảnh sát như đây cũng. Thế là không phải ông đó à? Như là mọi cái ký là xong rồi đó. Radio ác hả? Mất
Any progress with the case, Mr. Holmes?
Can I ask you a question?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Are you able to help me?
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
Có gì ta? Có đâu? Tìm không cách điện không để đâu? Phải tìm không cách điện không?
Help me, please.
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Không tìm thấy chứng cứ. Vậy. Qua đây xem sao. Nhưng mình phải trở lại coi cái vết thăm của ông kia. Giờ còn đứng đây nè.
May I ask you something?
Sorry. We don't see much here.
Could you help me?
Sorry. We don't see much here.
Time to check your who, what, and what, Sherry. Who are you asking, about what, and dressed as what?
I owe you a lot, Mr. Holmes.
Treasure maps from the governor. Find 8 and come back for more.
Tích nó hết mấy cái dữ liệu rồi.
Have you thought it all through?
Almost. The refugees, what will happen to them?
Well, I wouldn't be standing here in this fancy office if I didn't know how to pull the right strings. In fact, it's the only thing I know. The local governor will receive a decree signed by the House of Lords containing a request to patriate the refugees in the name of the Crown.
From where did you gain such influence?
I never asked you how you found the photograph. So don't ask the magician how he performs his tricks.
But how can I believe you?
Ugh, I presume you do believe in my selfishness. The initiator of the refugee salvation will be none other than the British envoy, savior and protector of those in need. It's a win situation for me, too. Now, what about the photograph?
You deserve to be punished, but the greater good is what matters here. I won't bargain it for justice for Naylor.
I'm glad that this situation is over.
It will be over when you settle the matter of the refugees.
You have my word, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, you've returned. Have you uncovered anything new about the theft?
I've brought news, but not all of it will please you.
Fill me in, Mr. Holmes. I won't shoot the messenger.
I located the thief, but found him rather cold. He was tight-lipped about the painting, too.
He's dead. How very droll, Mr. Holmes. Warren presumes you were not responsible.
It was an accident at the refugee camp. He impaled himself on his own knife.
Life is nothing if not cruel and capricious.
I tracked down Boniface Mercurio.
I presume he wasn't delighted about the situation.
He was not having a good day on account of his murder. Killed in his own flat by the same person that stole his painting.
Oh, sweet Mercurio. Perishing in the pursuit of his art. How apt. I will miss his exceptional sense of humor. What about the stolen painting? Have you located it?
Unfortunately, I could not locate the missing painting.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, such disappointing news. Not even a shred of information? The slightest lead?
I'm afraid the case has gone cold.
I suppose if you were unable to find it, no one else could. What a pity. Oh, but I can tell. You learned something else, didn't you? What happened to your crusade of truth? Was it not that important, after all?
No truth will satisfy you, Mr. Vogel.
It was not an attack, Mr. Holmes. If you've chosen not to tell me, I respect your intention. But it is just rather boring, isn't it?
It is what it is.
Well, now that we've resolved all of our outstanding matters, I have a gift for you. I took the liberty of having it delivered to Stonewood Manor. I am told it belonged to your mother.
And what exactly have you sent me?
Frankly, I'm not sure how to answer that. I trust you'll know.
Previously, you mentioned there may have been more to my mother's passing than consumption. It appears you were right.
Oh dear. I'd hoped to be wrong.
She was unstable, mentally unwell. She required sustained specialized treatment, but her madness persisted.
I knew that Violet had disappeared from the public eye, but had no idea of her suffering. I cannot imagine what you're feeling.
I'm fine.
Thôi, ra đi đã.
Thank you, Mr. Vogel. I am curious to see what you have procured.
Hành vụ án. Ô. Đây là hành vụ án. Khoan. Phải trả lời tài chính xem. Nè, chưa được giải
A
quyết.
contest for the guests of Cordona. Find hidden treasure.
đi. Ồ. Đúng rồi. Lưu à.
Treasure maps from the governor. Find 8 and come back for more.
Have you thought it all through?
Not yet.
Have you thought it all through?
Thực ra cái nãy mình cho là đúng rồi đó.
Not yet.
Này của mình là đúng rồi nè. À, có món quà cho Google hả? À, đây rồi. Được rồi. Dạ, ok đúng không? Tại á, lúc nãy á, nếu á mà mình chọn mình đấm ông ta á, mình chọn mình đấm ông ta á, thì vấn đề ở chỗ là mình sẽ mở ra một con nhân vật khác, thì mình sẽ có 3 option lựa chọn. Đó là một á, là đưa cái bức ảnh đó cho người khác, thì cái ông đó là Benadotti. Thì ông này thì nếu mà đưa cho ông này á, thì nó sẽ xảy ra cái vấn đề là ông này chỉ giúp được Nela thôi, chứ không giúp toàn bộ cái trại tị nạn, đúng không? Còn cái có một option nữa là mình đưa bức hình cho ông Google á, đưa là ông họa sĩ á, thì nó sẽ là mình hủy hoại cái mối quan hệ của mình với lại ông đặc phái viên, và không giúp được gì cho những người tị nạn hết. Và cái cuối là mình đưa bức ảnh cho ông đặc phái viên á, là mình vừa giúp Nela mà vừa giúp được trại tị nạn luôn. Đấy. Thì đôi khi thì mình hy sinh có những người vào thời này, nói chung là vào những cái thời điểm khác nhau, thì ví dụ như vào thời này á, thì mình có thể hy sinh, có thể nhắm mắt cho qua một số chuyện, nhưng mà để có lợi ích lớn hơn cho những người khác. Mình nghĩ thì cái lựa chọn mà đưa cho ông đặc phái viên nó sẽ là tốt nhất đối cho tất cả mọi người. Ok, mình đã kết thúc vụ án nàng thơ từ phương xa ở đây rồi. Ngày mai mình sẽ tiếp tục xem coi món quà của từ Google đưa cho Sherlock Holmes sẽ là gì. Và tiếp tục mở ra một mảnh ghép tiếp theo cho hành trình tìm về cái ký ức của Sherlock Holmes về bà Violet Holmes, mẹ của Sherlock Holmes. Ok. Rất cảm ơn mọi người đã cùng mình đồng hành cùng mình tham gia phá án. Rất cảm ơn mọi người đã ủng hộ mình, theo dõi mình tới thời điểm này. Mọi người có thể ấn subscribe nếu mà yêu thích kênh của mình. Và thêm nữa là có một nút chuông thông báo để biết khi nào mình ra video mới. Và Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 sẽ được lên sóng hàng ngày vào lúc 8 giờ tối. Mọi người có thể ủng hộ mình qua kênh donate mà mình để ở dưới góc trái của màn hình, hoặc qua ở dưới phần mô tả. Ok. Chào tạm biệt mọi người. Chúc mọi người ngủ ngon. Bye bye.